What is successful aging to you? Is it about instrumental activities of daily living like being able to wash your own dishes? Is it being able to prepare your own meals? Is it about cognitive functioning while being physically and psychologically healthy? Or is it about active participation and engagement in life beyond the home? Well, we used to think successful aging was all of the above. We envisioned an elder excelling in every aspect, and that aging was this checklist of capacities and achievements where you had to tick every box to be considered successful. The site visit changed our perspectives. Assigned elderly was Mr. Lim, a single man aged 72 years old, living alone in his own one-room rental flat. As we began our cleanup, Mr. Lim shared with us his passion for music, how he had spent hours of his time curating the perfect setup where he could immerse himself in the music he had collected, both English and Chinese songs. He also demonstrated to us how difficult it was to build a successful music setup, like the placement of the vinyl record player, television, and speakers. Mr. Lim also shared that many individuals have attempted to set up a music corner like his, but were unable to replicate a perfect one. He even offered to let us experience what he experiences every day in his life, which was getting drunk off the music.
Understanding Mr. Lim's love for music and his ability to pick up the guitar skills and his independent lifestyle, we thought that he was aging successfully as he didn't seem to require that much help from others. However, as we conversed more with him, he expressed a strong desire for a spouse, sharing that his previous wives had passed on years ago, and he shared that everything else in his life was good, except for the fact that he was very lonely. And upon further probing, it seemed that Mr. Lim lacked that companionship and a strong social support network.
I remember Mr. Lim saying that all his friends have gotten very old and had their own lives, hence he didn't want to disturb them, And we felt his sense of loneliness even more strongly when he shared that he would actually actively go out on dates with other people, yet nothing seemed to work out, leaving him feeling even more dejected. Yeah, and so from Mr. Lim's sharing, we actually realized that successful aging is not an all or nothing term. It is rather multifaceted, and in the intimate process of aging, we feel that each individual can flourish and struggle simultaneously. So the term successful aging does not mean that they are mutually exclusive. So in Mr. Lim's case, we believe that he views himself, as a rather healthy and independent person with hobbies that keeps him motivated, which points to aspects of success. At the same time, he was also struggling to have a spouse that can keep him company and wished to have a stronger social network of connections, so which also points to his struggles.
We realized that what may be considered successful aging could be viewed very differently for each individual and really might not align with societal standards, right? To us, we thought that he was aging successfully, physically, psychologically, and because of his music passion, his musicality skills, and the values which also act as strong protective factors for Mr. Lim. However, Mr. Lim's emphasis on his struggles with social needs kind of reminded us that for him, this may be the most crucial aspect of what he considers successful aging, right? And even the word successful is subjective, as it depends on the pursuits and the values of each individual. So this really highlights that aging is a unique and personal experience, and it differs for everyone. At the same time, we also come to understand that successful aging as a multi-dimensional concept, right? Where we realize that its objective and subjective components are deeply interconnected and should not be viewed in isolation. Yeah, so for example, Mr. Lim's guitar playing fulfills both needs. So it engages him cognitively while also addressing his psychosocial needs.
Yeah, and more importantly, when Mr. Lim shared how he actually noticed a decline in his skill on the instrument compared to the past, we actually began to see or realize how objective components actually can contribute as means to fulfilling subjective aspects of successful aging. So for him, maintaining cognitive functioning was actually key to continuing his hobby, which in turn provided him with a sense of fulfillment and met his psychosocial needs. So in a nutshell, we actually come to understand successful aging as a multi-dimensional concept consisting of both objective and subjective components. it's clear that successful aging is not a simple all or nothing outcome. And success in aging doesn't mean thriving in every area. It means recognizing that a person can flourish in some aspects of life while navigating challenges in others.
More importantly, as we come to recognize successful aging as a subjective and personal concept, we need to see that it's not just about incorporating subjective measures. It's about understanding that everyone's vision of successful aging is unique. Each person has their own unique goals and dreams for their later years. Successful aging isn't just about meeting these impersonal generalized benchmarks. It's about the freedom to pursue one's unique passions and ideals for later years. Perhaps that's what makes successful aging truly subjective. Successful aging is having the ability to keep doing what matters most to us.